What's going on, guys? How are you? Welcome back to the channel Limitless Shocks. So today we want to talk about all you need to know about smart money concepts entries. So I'm going to explain something that is not explained enough when you talk about entries, and I'm going to make it easy for you so that you can be able to be patient enough to be waiting for these things. So first of all, before I go any further, I just want to let you know that the entries in smart money concepts are based on what? On market structure. So if you don't understand market structure, you will find a hard time understanding what the patterns that we look for in finding entries in smart money concepts. So today I'm going to make it easy for you so that you understand. So we are starting from the higher time frame. As you know, we start from the higher time frame, right? So let's say this is our higher time frame and we have our order block right here, right? So let's say this is your order block, right? So what are you waiting for? You're waiting price to make this move. Then what? Then you get your entry inside the OB and price moves away like this. So this is very clear when you are looking at it from the higher time frame. When looking at it from the D1, the H4, the H1, it's very clear and straightforward. But I want you to understand what it looks like on the lower time frame. So what you have to understand, number one, is this move up will not look like this on the lower time frame. It will look something like this on the lower time frames. This is what you need to get first. So meaning the pattern that you're going to find here is also based on this market structure pattern, right? So price is retracing like this, is retracing like that. So when you want to find entries, we need to get a pattern that works like that. And a very good entry pattern is one which affords you an opportunity to get the trade if you miss it on the first opportunity. Or if you, let's say for example, you want to get your trade at this point here, let's just say at this point you want to sell, then you should be able to get some more entries away from this best possible point, which means you can be able to add entries, do all that good stuff. So what we are going to explain is how to get that first good entry that everyone wants, the sniper entry, right? Then if you miss the sniper entry, I'm going to teach you how to get the entries that follow, the entries that you can use for adding to your trade. So that's what a good smart money concept pattern has to offer. So that's what I'm going to explain to you. So number one, let's say we have an order block, as you can see in this box, right? So if we are on the higher time frame, price is going just to touch and move away. So what I want to teach you is we want to see something that looks like this on the lower time frame, right? So let's say price is moving like this, right? Price is moving like this. It gets into your box. We want to see price breaking a high, and it first break this low, right? Then break a high, this high that it will have me. So when it breaks this high, you then draw an order block on the lower time frame that is responsible for the break of this high in this area, right? So we are saying this is the best entry point that you should be looking for, right? But we are going to give you what we say a confirmation entry that comes after this. So sometimes if you want a lot of confluences and a lot of confirmations in your trades, you might ignore this and wait for the confirmation entry. What are we saying when we are saying the confirmation entry? Okay, this is what we are trying to explain. Right, when price hits an order block, so this is an order block from a higher time frame of your choice, right? So price is retracing back to the OB, let's just say order block or point of interest, right? It gets here, it breaks a high. So you will see that most of the times, sometimes it's not about getting the trade in the order block. You see, it's not about getting the trade in the order block. Sometimes it's about getting the trade when it confirms. You know what I mean? So what I mean by that is this. You see, this trade is in the order block. Then you find a second scenario where you'll be having a trade that looks like this. You see, then it gets here, maybe it gets here and it breaks the OB, right? This should not stop you out. Why? Because price hadn't given you a confirmation to the upside. But if you break this high, then you can take this trade even though the higher time frame OB would have been taken out. So you will treat this as a stop hand and take your trade in this scenario. So from what we are saying, this scenario number 2, which I've just drawn, and the scenario number 1 are the same. So what differs is how you view or how you wait for your entries. So entry pattern number 1 that we want to master is this. It looks like this. Let's break a high, then come back to retest an order block like this. So this is our pattern that we are looking for. But this is what I'm calling the risky route. Why? Because the only confirmation we are having is this change of character. If on the lower time frame, it's called the change of character. Why? Because price has changed from a downtrend to an uptrend. So it's change of character of price, right? So we call it change of character. So let's just write it, change of character, like this. So this is our change of character. So next we are waiting for a retest, the first retest, which I call the retest of an order block. But what we want is if you get your entry here, well done. But if you want to wait for the confirmation, then you would wait for this scenario where price just moves from this OB, breaks another high. This is what we call break of market structure, then retest another order block in this area, right? So what we are saying is we have an order block here responsible for this break of structure right here. So when this breaks, you are waiting for price to retest an order block in this area so that you can buy. So this is what I'm calling the confirmation. Why? Because we have 2 breaks to the upside, meaning we are going up. Why? Because we have taken out a high 2 times. So we can see sometimes price might just take out this and go and take out this again. So for us to confirm the direction, we wait for change of character, then we have to see a break of market structure, like what you are seeing here. We have to see a break of market structure, BMS, right? We have to see it here. So the first one is change of character, the second one is break of market structure, and would you have to wait for the second RTE, which you call the second test, ST. So that's the second test of the order block, right? So this is the safer point of interest or point of entry that we can use. So now we are going to look for live examples on our charts and try to see how to treat this using a chart example, right? So we have this. So this was USD JPY this past week, right? So this was USD JPY. We want to go and see what would have happened on the 5-minute time frame on that particular OB from the H1 right? So let's just go and see what is happening here. Okay. So remember, we said number 1, we have the first retest and the second retest. So this is the first retest. You see, this is not a very good example. Let's look for more. Why? Because we are not having a change of character here. No, it is then. Price is going up, but remember this is our OB, so this doesn't give us what we want to see. So we'll move on to the next pair. Let's see if we have something interesting on GU. We go to our H1 time frame, we'll find our order block, and from what you are seeing here, do we have an order block? Okay, let's use this one. Why? why this was. We have break of structure here, retest. Let's go to M5 and try to see our stuff. If we see it, we explain what we mean by it. Okay, so we have this number one. So remember, we have to see price going down or going in the opposite direction to retest. So this is what, this is liquidity. Price breaks through the liquidity, right? And what, and reverses to go up, breaks structure at this point. So this is what change of character. Why? Because price was going down, but then it changes and breaks a what, a high like that, which it wasn't doing all along. So when that happens, we then mark our what, our order block in this area, right? So this is the first test. So price fails to what, to retest this, but what does it do? It goes up again and breaks a what, and breaks a high. You see this high being taken out. You see that, sorry, you see this high being taken out right here. You see another high being taken out. You see what price is doing. You see this swing high being taken out, right? So price comes back and retests this one, this OB, as you are seeing. But then when we are talking about our entries, the first one is the what, is the risk entry. The second one is the confirmation. But when we are looking for sure trades, or when we are looking for trades with higher odds to materialize, or higher probability, we are going to what, we are going to wait for the second test. So let's go to our charts here and try to see what we are on about. So this is what, this is V50, the volatility 50 offered by DERIV. If you don't have an account, be sure to open your account in the description down below, and in the comment section the links are there, and you can be trading anything you want. So remember, the yellow box is the what, is the H1 order block, right? The H1 order block. Remember, I said you are not going to be stopped out. Why? Because you are not going to you are not trying to catch a falling knife, right? So what we are doing is this move to the upside. We are assuming that you were not yet in the trade. Why? Because we didn't have this. What is that? And this is what we call a change of character, break of a what, break of a low, right? So where is our first order block? Our first order block is here. So the first test was supposed to come to this order block and retest, but see, we are waiting for the what, for the second test, for us to have a very good amount of probabilities to our side. You understand? So the second retest is here. So after the second test, or the BMS, remember the first is the change of character, then the second is the confirmation that we are looking for, which is the break of what, market structure. Then we look for trades in the what, in this area. Why in this area? Because we are saying price has changed character and has taken out a low, meaning it has decided where it wants to go. So this is this shows us the price decision, and this shows us the direction price wants to go. Why? Because it's the second break, meaning it's the confirmation of our first break. So you are getting your trades here and you are holding up to your targets. You understand? You understand? So this is what we are on about. So if here, this is what, this is step index, and if we mark this OB right here, we are waiting for price to retest back to this order block, then go up like that, right? This is what we are looking for. This is what we are waiting for. So when price gets here, you are waiting for two breaks of a high before you get in on the what, on the M5. So this is what we are trying to explain. Let's go to AUD USD and try to see what we have, or if we can find something interesting. Let's go to EJ. We did trade this in our VIP group. Let me just show you how we caught that trade that made us some pips. So we were on the H1, so we're looking for an order block to trade away from on the what, on the H1. And as you can see, this blue line that you see here was our order block, and this was the test that tapped us into what, in the trade. So this was the OB, this green order block, the blue line denotes that. So price retested back to the what, to the blue line. So let me show you what we were seeing, or what we considered on the 5-minute time frame before we took this trade, so that you understand the art of entries using smart money. So all right, this was it. This was number one. So number one, remember, what are we waiting for? We are waiting for a break of a low. So this is the first test of the what, of the OB, but as you can see, there is no low to consider here for break. So we waited for this move. This was London session, this aggressive move to retest the OB again. And when that happened, you see what happened. When that happened, we did take out this low. So this was what our change of character. Why? Because this was a retracement back to the order block. This was the change of character. Price did break through. Then what did it do? It did break another low again, which was now the break of market structure, right? This low. So when you take out this low, this was our confirmation order block. And look and see what we did there. Look and see what we did. This was the order block, and we did enter on this order block. We considered this OB. This was our trade, and look at what we got. And we were targeting the next one, the next low, and this was it. And our take profit was hit. So that is what we are looking for when we explain how to enter our trade. So let's go to, I think it was GBP CAD or GBP NZD. We did get a very beautiful trade again on Friday with my team. So let's just see what it was and how it looked like, so that we can explain how we took that trade. Okay, so this was GBP NZD, and we did take was it a buy or a sell? Don't remember, but let's just use the examples that we have here. So this was the OB, and if you can refine this would come the rejection block. And if you go to M5, we can clearly see our pattern that we so love and that we are talking about so passionately. What do we have here? We have the first test, right? The first test. Then what do we what are we looking for next? We have a break of a break of a high right here, which is change of character, right? Change of character, retest of a rejection block right here. Why are we saying rejection block and not this OB? Why? This is too big, so we refine to what? To a rejection block, to a pin, and this would have been our first trade. But since we are waiting for the confirmation, or remember, I'm not saying wait for the confirmation, I'm saying we have two types of trades that we can consider, and we have a choice to make. Either you take the first test or the second test, and I'm saying the second test is my favorite, and it's more high probability, right? So what we are saying is, this would have been the first, and this break of structure that you see here would have given us this order block to be our second. And as you can see, this trade would not have won. Why? Because our stop loss would have been hit here. So this is just to show you that, yeah, some trades will lose, some trades will make money. So there is no 100%, right? So all the methods I'm showing you, they are high probability, but they are not absolute. You understand? They are not certain. They are high probability. So this is an example to show you that not every time these things will work for you. Sometimes it will fail. So we go back, we come back into the order block. As you can see here, we take out this high. This is what we call our change of character, but we want to use this one. This was a more swing high, right? This was our stop hunt to the low, where price just spiked below a low that was printed in the market. So this was the first order block that we were seeing. This was the first, right? And after that, we break this low again, and this is the second order block. And this being the second, this makes it this a second test. And this being a second test, this is the confirmation entry that we want to catch. So this is what we are trying to say about our it's been a pleasure having you here. I hope you got what I was trying to get across to you. See you in the next video. Please subscribe, turn on your post notifications. Let's grow this channel together. My name is Shocks, and I'm out.